Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris, man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. Today, I'm going to entitle this video "Important Stuff" because the things that I'm going to talk about today, I think, are really important. And I know sometimes we don't like to buck tradition, but sometimes there are better ways of doing things, and we shouldn't ignore those things. And here it is, because I get this question a lot: "What key you're in?" And my I guess recommendation or suggestion on that question is this, and I can't stress this more. Don't worry about the key signature, because I understand from what you were taught by teachers that you need to know what key you're in so you can determine what keys chords are in that key. But guess what? Everybody doesn't obey by that law. There's some people that know nothing about theory, but they just naturally gifted people, and they write. And they use any kind of chord that they feel is suitable for their song. So you can't really rely on that key signature nonsense. And again, I understand because, that's what you've been taught to follow. And I can't stress this more. Listen to the bass line. Hello, become the bass player's best friend, because the bass player is going to make you a much better guitar player, or become a bass player yourself. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy a bass. Use your lead guitar as your bass to figure out the notes. Once your ear develops, just listen to the bass line, and then you'll be able to determine what chords you need to be able to play, because you will audition like 5 chords. Because again, the example is like in my DVDs 1 through 6 available for $35. I use this example. The bass line note at this particular time in the song is a G note. So you just audition like 5 chords. You audition the G major chord, G minor 7, G major 7, G7, G suspended 4th. In most cases, about 90% of the time, if you just audition those 5 chords, or the chords I just mentioned, you'll be able to find what chord is you need to be on at that given specific time in the song. Instead of worrying about key signatures and where the key of C says that these chords, my channel speaks for itself. I had over like 3,000 videos before I started taking them down because of copyright issues. In my other channel, I got about 1,000 videos of me playing everything. Not just R&B, not just rock, not just pop, and not just jazz. So again, I can't stress that more. And I understand, because it's kind of like you swimming against the tide, because you were taught this way, but you got to do it this way. So I strongly recommend not worried about what key you're in. I strongly recommend you finding out what bass notes are going on in the song, because that's the key. It's just unfortunate that the stress is stressed upon the key signature, when the stress should be stressed upon the song structure, because that's how I'm able to play so many songs so quickly. I dissect them. Is there a difference between the chords in the verse and the chorus? And if so, let me isolate the verse and just focus on the chords going on here for the moment. Once I tackle those, because I listen to the bass line and figure them out, I move over to the verses or the chords and determine what chords are going on there. Is there a B section? What chords are going on there? Is there modulation where the key signature goes up or goes down? So like I said, I've been playing for like 30 some years, professional for almost around that same amount of time. And again, free yourself. Don't get caught up into this circle of key signatures where you can't get out, and you got to follow what's going on in there, and you miss a lot. Because I noticed this: the majority of people that are trying to follow theory, and again, I understand, because that's what you were taught to do. Those are the people always asking the questions. It's very rare that someone that doesn't kind of follow into that theory thing ask the theory people questions. There's always the theory people asking the other people questions. So that's just a good example that abandon that, unless, and this is a strong point, unless you're trying to become a composer of classical music and do music scores. Yeah, you do need to know that kind of stuff as far as key signatures, theory, building the chord that fits within the arrangement, all that complex stuff. But guess what? The stuff on the radio that you like, don't abide by that, because they're not that technical. They're not that complicated. The majority of the songs these days on the radio is like 3-4 chords. That's it. So it ain't rocket scientists. They're not trying to do Tchaikovsky or, Beethoven, Because, again, if you're trying to do that, absolutely. But if you're just a guy or a girl that just want to play your favorite stuff in the band after work, that's the route you want to take. Listen to the bass line and audition those chords. So I'm going to sign off, but I'm just going to say this. For those who haven't received or those who have not purchased my DVDs, I strongly recommend it. And this is not a sales pitch. It's just basically telling you that the information that I provide in these videos, 1 through 6 for $35 and international $45. It's a wealth of information for that small amount of money, because general music teachers cost you about anywhere from $45 to $50 an hour to teach you the basics. The videos that I have, they walk you through the beginner stage, intermediate, and advanced stage. So you'll be able to play whatever you want. So if you're interested in really trying to learn and tired of the way that people, as far as the traditional way, because most people that follow the traditional way, say for instance, 10 start. By the end of the cycle of these books, these music books that you purchase, 1 through 5 Mel Bay, it might be just one person that got through the whole entire program. And it's not because it's so complicated, it's so confusing, and that's why most people give up. They just confuse and say, you know what, maybe I just don't get it. So maybe I should pick up some other hobby. But again, my work speaks for itself. Both channels, check them out. I got one of the most versatile channels on YouTube where I play all types of stuff, current stuff, 50 stuff, 60 stuff, 70 stuff, 40 stuff, show tunes, rock, pop, hip hop, you name it, I can do it. And that's because I follow, the process in my videos that I teach you, and it won't let you down, because again, theory is confusing, and it's just that, it's theory, it's not fact. It's not called music fact, it's called music theory. It's somebody's thoughts and take on how it should be. But there are people that have gone against the grain, so to speak, and they have become very successful, as far as being songwriters and musicians. Prince is one of them. Lionel Richie, these are people that didn't know how to read music, knew nothing about theory in their early stages. I'm sure they do now. But you see how successful they are. Jimi Hendrix didn't know nothing about theory, and some people say he did, but he didn't. I mean, you can pull up the interview that he gave. I forget what year it was, but he was on Dick Cavett, and he clearly states it out of his own mouth. I know nothing about theory. I just play. So that dismissed people that want to debate this with me, unless you want to debate it with Jimmy himself. Jimmy clearly stated he know nothing about theory. He can't read music, so I'm going to sign off now. But again, I thought I would do this video because it's important for people to really realize that I'm not saying totally scrap theory, but don't let it be the most important thing in your musical setup, that you got to obey by this and follow it to the letter, because again, the majority of people that are trying to follow are the ones that are asking the questions, what key you're in. Till next time, take care. Thanks for watching.